Welcome to Metro Matters. Today, my guest is Ashley Smith. Ashley is the Director of Development with Waterfront Park. Welcome, Ashley.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So I want to talk about the river and cresting and all that and thunder, but I just want for our new listeners and people who may not be familiar with Waterfront Park, talk to me a little bit about what is Waterfront Park? Is that a metro park? What is it?
Well, it's such a great question that you ask. So many people do not realize that Waterfront Park is an independent park here in Louisville. We are a nonprofit public park, and we have our own staff that are in the park every day of the week. We have a very small staff, 16 people total. Half of our staff is doing inside office work, planning events and so forth, and half of our staff is maintaining the space outside in the park 363 days of the year. We let our folks off for Christmas and New Year's, I believe. So,
oh my! Wow, 2 days.
Yeah. So every other day, you have someone in the park emptying garbage and surveying what's going on and doing repairs, and we do it all in house. We do everything in house.
And so I know that there are plans for Waterfront to go west.
That's right.
And so once that comes online, how many acres will the park be?
Well, that is an additional 22 acres. So help me do this math, Althea. We've got 85 that are complete, and we have another 22 which are coming online eventually. We will add additional 3.5 sometime this year, which is the first portion to be completed of the expansion.
Okay.
So, and that is under construction right now. It is moving quickly. If for those of you who walk and bicycle through the area already on a regular basis, you've really seen some changes. It's coming above ground now. It's not just all of the moving dirt and all of the infrastructure anymore. Now you're really beginning to see the progress, and that we will have children playing there this year.
This year?
This year.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That is really awesome. So if someone wants to keep up with that progress of Waterfront, well, just the entire park,
right.
How do you do that?
Well, there are a couple ways. We would love for you to subscribe to our newsletter, and we have a newsletter subscription link on our website, which is ourwaterfront.org. Okay. We issue a newsletter once a month, sometimes twice a month during our busy season. Because there's just so much we have going on and so many updates that we really feel like we have to break it up into 2 installments some months. But we love for you to subscribe because that's the best way to know everything that we have going on.
Okay.
You can follow us on social media. We have a social media presence on every platform. We have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have Threads, we have what used to be Twitter, we have LinkedIn. So we're on all of those platforms as well. And then just visiting our website, ourwaterfront.org. We have all of our event calendar and everything always listed there. So, and it's always changing. It's constantly being updated.
And so throughout the show, I will have you to kind of drop that.
Okay, perfect.
Because I want people to go and have that information.
Sure.
So does the park ever look for volunteers? Do you ever need volunteers?
Well, I'm so glad you asked that also because we have a new refreshed volunteer program.
Okay.
And we are looking for volunteers. And we have volunteer days throughout the season, which are posted on our website. And we also have opportunities, say you are a Humana and you want to host an event for all of your employees.
Okay.
We will also, we welcome those opportunities to work with any particular organization.
And what does that look like?
So that looks like you call us up and you say, I am with I'm with Louisville Metro Government and we are hosting a volunteer day for our employees.
Okay.
Can you help me schedule that? And we would schedule that with you.
And what would the volunteers do? Is that park cleanup?
Yeah. This is sort of weaving into our environmental message today. We have so much small trash and debris that might blow off the interstate or blow into the park, because everything sort of blows toward the river. So our staff can pick up garbage every day of the week and empty the the trash receptacles. But to get that small debris that you can't see with the naked eye until you get right up, you walked right up to it, that is where volunteers really can make a huge difference for us, because that's where we just don't have time to pick up every small piece of paper. And it's constant. And every small piece of paper flows into the river, and it flows down to the Mississippi, and it flows out into the Gulf of Mexico. So whatever it may be, we want to stop it before it gets there.
Gotcha. So talk about events that you guys host. Give us a little preview to what those events are. I know, like Waterfront Wednesday.
Yes, we have recently announced our season lineup for our WFPK Waterfront Wednesday concert series. It is starting imminently. That concert series takes place on the last Wednesday of every month. It's every Wednesday from 5, or all those Wednesdays, it's from 5 until roughly 10:30, 11. And it is different music each month. We always feature 3 bands.
Okay. Each night?
Each concert
Each
features
Wednesday,
each Wednesday feature 3 different musical artists.
Oh, wow.
And it's all free, and it's very fun. It's very family friendly. You can pack a picnic blanket and load up the car with your best friends or your whole family, and come down and enjoy a beautiful concert. I mean, these are great, talented artists.
Are they typically local artists?
We feature generally a local artist, maybe several throughout the season, but they are national touring artists.
Oh.
Yeah, that perform at these concerts. And I can't promise that every single concert we feature a local talent, but frequently throughout the season we do. And they're great fun, and you can eat your dinner down there. And
food trucks are there?
We have a lot of food trucks.
Okay.
We have bars and mocktail stations and everything you can imagine. And it's there is not a better sunset anywhere in the community than is at the river's edge at Waterfront Park on a warm summer day. It's
last
magical.
Wednesday
Last
of every
Wednesday
month. They've already started?
They will start on April the 24th.
Okay.
Is the first one.
Wednesday at what time?
It opens at 5 p.m. and the first band will start performing at 6 o'clock. So in April, we have local Tyrone Cotton, who's just fabulous. Okay. And then we have another band. The middle band is called Dead, and it's D-E-H-D. And they're an indie rock band. And then we have national performing touring artist Phosphorescent, who is playing as the headliner, and he's fabulous.
Oh, wow. And what else do you have coming?
So, well, of course, this weekend in the next 2 weeks, we have all of the Kentucky Derby Festival activities coming up, which are plentiful.
Festiville is there.
Okay. Of course, we have Thunder over Louisville. We have 2 nights of balloon glows, which is really fun, and that's great fun for the family. And so much more that I can't even name all the things that they're doing. But please, that is one reason to go visit the website, because there are so many great, fun activities to celebrate the 150th Derby. Of course, the boat race. On
is that
May
on
the 1st.
A Wednesday?
Wednesday, May 1st, yes.
Wow, so you'll have Waterfront Wednesdays and the boat race. It'll be tons of people.
Yes, well, boat race is the week following. So Waterfront Wednesday is the last Wednesday of April,
That's
and then boat race comes the following week during Derby week.
It's going to be exciting time for the city. You know,
Yes.
150th. That's huge.
Yes.
That's huge. So you kind of alluded to Thunder this weekend. Talk a little bit about the plans with the water. You know, it's flooding there, and the water's coming. onto the Great Lawn. So talk a little bit about that and what the Waterfront's plans are for that.
So a lot of people don't realize how much the Ohio River floods. We see it maybe a dozen or more times per year, the Ohio River overflowing its banks. I mean, it's not uncommon. This won't be the first thunder over Louisville where we have had high water. It does happen this time of year. So looking at the predictions, it looks as though the water may crest today, Wednesday, and then begin to recede tomorrow. And what our staff does, they clean up the flood. This is one of the responsibilities of our 8-member staff, and it doesn't, we've cleaned up huge floods like 2018, 1997, down to these. This is probably considered more of a nuisance flood, maybe a little bit higher than a nuisance flood, in their way of thinking about these. But they will go through and they'll pick up every single piece of trash, every single piece of man-made trash. They pick up piece by piece and dispose of it the way that you dispose of landfill trash. And then they do that every single flood. And now they're amazing. They're so fast in doing this. They're not miracle workers, so I don't know that they will be able to pick up all of the trash before thunder over Louisville, sadly, but because the timing is just so tight there. But nonetheless, they will have it cleaned up next week. As soon as the water begins to recede, they are the fastest flood cleanup crew that you have ever seen. They're fast.
And let's hope we don't have any more rain
between now
and
and Saturday. So, but a lot of people don't realize, Waterfront Park is a floodplain, and we get the question a lot: why do you not have more commerce or more existing buildings within Waterfront Park? Well, it's because it's a flood zone, and one of the really wonderful things about turning it into this green space that is so well maintained is that when the water comes up, it does not pull all of the contaminants back out into the river to flow down to the river to the next community. It's it's an environmental solution to our, what is a very normal thing is that the Ohio River does jump its banks on a routine basis.
So we've talked about Waterfront Wednesdays. Now we've talked about Thunder. Oh, what about the Chow Wagon? That's part of Festivale, isn't it?
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, there are, and you could go down there today and you will see, those food vendors. They are getting ready. They're ready for, and you can almost smell everything in the air, all the delicious things that they're about ready to cook for the next 10 days.
Yeah. So Waterfront Wednesdays, Thunder, Festivale, Chow Wagon, the concerts.
And then we also have a big one at the end of May, which is the Gazebo Festival with Jack Harlow and
Talk
SZA.
about that, because that's new this year, right?
That is new, and it's very exciting. A brand new festival. Jack Harlow wanted to do this for Louisville, and he's really created a special new celebration, new festival here. And there'll be 2 days of live music, a lot of DJs, a lot of new emerging, up and coming. Well, they're not emerging anymore. They're major, big deal artists. But and all of those bands, and I don't know all of them off the top of my head, but they're all listed also on our website. And but SZA, of course, and also Jack Harlow are the two main headliners.
That's pretty cool. And is that 1 day, 2 days?
2 days, yes. Memorial Day weekend.
Memorial Day weekend.
Yes.
Anything? Funk Fest is in July?
June. And Funk Fest is in June, and we have a new music festival in August called Sky Soul Festival. And there are just really, truly too many musical events to name them all. We have Pride Festival, and the list goes on. But something for everybody. We really strive to make sure that we have programming that will appeal to all people across the board.
So we're going to take a moment and take a brief break.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
So Ashley, before we went on break, we were talking about some of the upcoming events. And I understand there's going to be some type of movie screening. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so April is Earth Month, and of course, Waterfront Park, we are thinking about the Earth all year round, but we have taken some time to highlight a few of our events with sustainability as the focus. One thing that I think families and parents of K through 12 students would be very interested in is we have a wonderful photography workshop with John Nation called the Ripple Effects Photography Contest, or photography workshop for the Ripple Effects Photography Contest. Okay. Now, this is something we've been doing for 5 years, I believe, and Waterfront Park and Friends of the Waterfront Park are but one organization of a whole consortium of organizations who are working with a common cause of highlighting what water means to the community and how to think about the environment. And as part of this, we have a wonderful student photography workshop. And students can sign up to submit pictures of what water means to them. And it's open K through 12, and there are 2 different levels for elementary school and a level for middle school, a level for high school, and there are cash prizes if your photograph is selected. And then your photograph may travel around the community in a mobile photography show. So to support that, the Louisville Photographic Society and acclaimed photographers such as John Nation are doing these traveling photography workshops, and Waterfront Park is lucky enough to have this photography workshop, and so you can come and learn from John and learn how to take a photograph and walk with John while you take these photographs, and that's on May the 20th, and it's after school, and so it's all free, and it's a great program.
Oh, that's amazing. And you said you've been doing 5 years?
Yeah, 5 years. We started this, this actually may be our 4th year. We started this during COVID.
Okay.
And we have just kept it going. And it's a wonderful, and these photographs are incredible, Althea. You wouldn't believe the talent. I mean, of course you would believe, but we have such talent in our young people. And these photographs are on display at this Kentucky State Fair each year. And it's just a really fun program. I mean, to really watch and think and see how these students interpret water and what water means to life. It's really phenomenal.
And so you said it's May the 20th?
May the 20th is the workshop.
And
yes.
you have to, I'm sure you have to register in advance and all of that?
That's right. And so we have information on our website, which is ourwaterfront.org. And it's on our event calendar on May the 20th, and that's where you'll find all the information about the contest and how to get involved in the workshop. Okay. We also have, in celebration of the 25th year of Waterfront Park, we are showing a screening of a new movie by director Morgan Atkinson. It's called This is the Ohio. And it's an outdoor movie screening, it's a really clever movie. It's very fun and entertaining about the Ohio River and the role that the Ohio River plays in our lives. And it's a fun outdoor movie screening. We, of course, also have the Downtown Development Corporation has the Downtown Drive-In, which are those movies are in the Brown-Forman Amphitheater. This movie will be screened on the pillar of the Big Four Bridge, which is kind of fun and unique. So, and the Downtown Partnership is helping to facilitate both of these movie screening series. We also have yoga in the park, and we have a fun yoga event this year called Doga, I think is how they're saying it. And this is an hour before bark and brunch by the bridge. Yes, you can bring your dogs for yoga. So that's also a fun series that we have this summer.
So, you know, when you think about the waterfront, we see the Great Lawn. And so you think, okay, the waterfront, Great Lawn. But you have so many other smaller little venues within that park.
Yes.
Talk a little bit more about there's a Brown-Forman Amphitheater and some other stuff.
Right. You know, the landscape architects designed Waterfront Park to have all of these separate rooms so that we might have 7 or 8 different special events happening all at the same time on any given weekend. And yes, people do think about the Great Lawn.
And then that's it, but it's not.
Right. We have the Big Four lawn, which is the lawn adjacent to the Big Four Bridge. We have the Brown-Forman Amphitheater, which is the amphitheater space, which is right next to the new restaurant, Pig Beach Barbecue.
Okay.
We have a lot of hillsides that are wonderful for weddings or picnics. We have a number of different picnic groves throughout the Waterfront Park. We have, of course, 2 playgrounds. We have the Adventure Playground and what we call the original Children's Playground because it was the first to be built. And we have the Festival Plaza, and we have the Wharf where the recreational pleasure craft dock. So, like, for example, the Queen of the Mississippi docks at the wharf, and all those passengers load on and off the boats, and sometimes do a stopover or start their cruises here in Louisville. So it's the Waterfront Park, and then we have the Harbor Lawn. So we have a lot of space for a lot of different activities, and we do a lot of work to try to make sure that the different activities are appropriate for the space. So if you want to have a quiet, intimate event, we will direct you to an intimate space. If you want to have a big blockbuster concert with SZA or Jack Harlow, we're going to direct you to the Great Lawn.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You kind of, we're getting kind of short on our time, but I do want to revisit. You kind of alluded to the Waterfront Park's 25th anniversary.
That's right.
So tell me, I know you have something planned to celebrate, right?
Yes. Well, we are celebrating the 25th anniversary all year long. Because it is hard to believe that, 3 decades ago we started planning the park. But 25 years ago, July 4th, we dedicated the first 55 acres. So if you are, 25 years or younger, all you have ever known is that we have a waterfront park in this community. But I am going to tell my age, which of course I'm older than 25, but I did not have a waterfront park when I grew up here in Louisville. I had a scrap yard and a junk pile and a sand and gravel pit and oil tankers and an unwelcoming, environmentally contaminated space that you couldn't get close to the river's edge. You could maybe go to Tobo Danny's and sit and eat a hamburger, and that was about the only access that we had to the waterfront. And so we're celebrating all summer long that we as a community came together and we had this vision to transform our waterfront from this blighted industrial space to a welcoming, green, environmentally friendly space. And so we'll have some 25th anniversary T-shirts, some 25th anniversary stickers, and we'll be hosting events and celebrating all season long that this is 25 years.
25 years. Because I can remember when I first came to Louisville, that just what you just described, it was not good. And to look at it now, it's just beautiful. So that's 25.
And I will say, if I may, one of the other things that we'll be doing is we'll be asking the public, if you love Waterfront Park, would you consider making a donation of any amount to celebrate this park being here for the next 25 years and beyond? Because the park was built it was a public-private partnership. It has always been a public-private partnership, and it continues in that way today. donors are a very important part of the success of Waterfront Park.
And so that can be done through the website.
That's right, at ourwaterfront.org. You can make a donation.
Perfect. So is there anything you want to leave with our listeners today?
Well, I'd like to say thank you to you and to everyone who's contributed to, whether it be with an event or a donation or a tour or a volunteer shift at Waterfront Park over the years. You've made it happen.
I guess I have one more thing. Thunder.
Yes.
What is the best time, or where do you watch Thunder? Do you watch it at the park or you at home?
I try to be at the park every year, and I will tell you that I personally think that the east end of the park, near the Brown-Forman Amphitheater, is a really fun place to watch. Kentucky Derby Festival has the Big Four lawn programmed quite well. There will be a lot of things to do on the Great Lawn. You can do things in between the Belvedere all the way to the Belvedere being 5th Street, all the way to the Great Lawn along River Road. There will be vendors. But if you are a person who just wants to find a little patch of grass where you don't feel like you're in the thick of so many people, there are plenty of spaces within Waterfront Park to do that, with a beautiful view of the fireworks. So I do try to attend every single year.
Wow. What time does the air show starts?
I believe it starts at 2 o'clock.
At 2, okay.
Yeah, and don't quote me on that. And that is on our website again, ourwaterfront.org. But I believe the air show starts at 2 or 3 o'clock, yes.
Great. Ashley, thank you so much. We
Thank
know that you
you.
are a friend to the show. Know that you are welcome to come back at any time. Just let me know and we'll get you something reserved to come on the show. Thank you for watching Metro Matters on Metro TV.